Hello folks, good morning from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Welcome back to the channel. Today I have plans to do a few videos before the year ends. My target is to reach my landmark or sort of like, 5,000 videos. I've been, working hard for it. So I have few videos to go, I think around 19 videos. Hopefully I can make it before the New Year's Eve. So I'm pushing a little bit more content. So yeah, if you watch, thank you so much. If you don't watch, it's also okay. I don't mind. But today, here we go. The first episode is going to be a strong episode. Basically, we're going to be tackling three fragrances which are known to be replicating very popular DNA like Creed's Aventus Absolu, right? So that one is, I think, one of the newest flankers. Was released recently, recent years, and that fragrance was a huge hit. But I think now it's getting a little difficult to find, and that price point is also crazy for 75 mil. So we have few alternatives in the market, not exact dupes, but here we go. So I actually wanted to do basically 9 PM Rebel versus Club de Nuit Precieux, the ones at the right side. But I thought, let's bring this in the equation. It's gonna be a little bit more interesting. But fun fact is this fragrance was released, I think, before, way before Aventus Absolu, and I hold Supremacy not only intense as one of the best Aventus kind of smoky, powerful dupe, and in terms of everywhere, like polished, smell wise, longevity wise, that is my vintage batch. But there are certain issues with it now, so we'll tackle that, and I will blend in with this other two, right? So Aventus Absolute, basically I reviewed it, check it out. I wanted to buy it, but I couldn't. And Aventus also has an anniversary edition, which is also good, 25 years anniversary, I think. But Creeds in general, even if you buy Aventus right now, 100 mil cost you a lot of money. So people who cannot afford Aventus, they look for alternatives. CDName, a lot of Al Haramain Lavender. There are a lot of possible alternatives, but Aventus Absolu is a little bit more, in my humble opinion, dark and a little bit interesting, and the smoky thing is there. It's a little bit different. It's a bit more masculine, than Aventus. It's a bit more robust. So I like that. I like that, but the price point is crazy. So let's tackle the old one first, and I'll let you know why I chosen it. This thing is expensive for a Middle Eastern perfume. Like when I say expensive, think of like compared to Latafa, Fragrance World, like that, right? So those are more of your, how to say, budget alternative. This is more now is like $65 like that. Okay, so it is expensive. But when I had the first batch of this one, this is my first batch, whole batch. Bottle is finished almost. I think I have only few sprays left, but I keep it. I'll buy a backup bottle. But it served me very well, and I always picked up among the all Aventus. I reviewed quite a lot of Aventus alternatives, and this was the finest because I like the way this is blended. Okay, so really sort of like a king in that whole game. But when Aventus Absolu, you've compared that with this, I can kind of see that. Let me sniff it. I like the presentation. This is very well refined. The pineapple, apple, everything is very well blended in this. So this one, it's there. It's a classic. It's a champion already. So this one, we will keep it here for a while. We'll talk about this and this now. So this is the center one, the 9 PM Rebel, also from Afnan, which is interesting because they are both same house. But let's talk about Precieux. This thing was super hyped when it came out. 55 ml bottle. I paid, I think, $55, almost. I think, sorry, almost like $100 per 100 ml. Expensive for Armaf. Armaf nowadays are making fragrances which they're asking for 120, $150. The private key collection, all those. It's just a nasty cold, man. It's just not going away. The whole winter it stays like this. Everybody's sick around. It's just horrible. I'm been down with this thing. I think it's after the COVID, like the vaccination second one. Everybody is just prone to this cold and memory loss and stuff like that. So it's not just me. Anyway, so this thing, I paid a lot of money, as I told you, and this fragrance was nice. I really liked it. I gave it high mark because of the smell, but for value, this fragrance was kind of very painful. The presentation was very beautiful. The box and everything is very impressive. Check it out. So let me give it a quick sniff. If you talk about the smell, and I like this thing, the tag, it's kind of nice. Okay, it's the best looking bottle, and all that from the house of Armaf from this line. So the spread is also very good. They just upgraded this. This is like much better looking bottle than CDNIM, and it smells fantastic. When I smell this, very refined, very nice, bergamot, citron. Yeah, the cold. and it triggers immediately. The strong smell triggers. Definitely a strong opening. And even I thought that at one point Hawas Black is going to be the same family, but it's more like a Hachivat, the old batch, Hawas Black. So Hawas Black, Aventus, Hachivat, they all, Cedrat Boise, they're all in the same family. You can compare them, but today we're talking just about Aventus Absolu. So this thing is very fine in terms of scent profile, in terms of longevity. I think it's better than current batches of Afnan. Supremacy not only intense, okay? Noi, not only intense. So this is a better composition than this Afnan, okay? Not only intense, it does last a long time. It does not have the syntheticness of original pseudonym EDTs, no alcohol blast. They really made it refined, very refined fragrance. Only downside of this fragrance is the price point for a small bottle, which will not last you for a very long time. So sorry, if you actually, I'm not going to pause the video anymore, it's just annoying. If you plan to buy Precieux and you're not actually splitting, or you don't think of like, hey, I don't want a small bottle, like if you do, I'm struggling, but I am going to finish the videos anyway. So this thing, Precieux, in terms of every other aspect, this is good, but when it comes to that little price point and the small bottle size, many people will say no, I will not buy this because it's expensive. Even the Decant is expensive. And then some people would want like a bigger bottle size. But if you don't have an issue with the budget, I think now it's about $45 per 55 ml. It is expensive for a small bottle, but many people spend $100 plus. So if you just want to get one bottle, to serve you really well and it will really be enjoyable. Okay, so this is actually in terms of value, I would not say it's a better deal than Supremacy Not Only Intense, but it's a better composition than this one. It's just personal opinion. Okay, fragrances are very subjective. You can choose one over the other. It's absolutely okay. But current formulation wise, this scent profile is better than this one. The newer ones, they last okay, but I don't get like older batches performance. I don't know, let me check what batch was this. Anyway, is it written somewhere? No. This extra parfum as well, but like the older batches gave me so much better performance. Currently the new ones maybe not so much. So yeah, you can say this and this is a tie, because smell wise is better, performance wise better, but this is 100 ml. Okay, so you pay less, I think $65 per 100 ml. So in terms of value, you can say like you can do sort of like a tie. Okay, all right, coming to the third one. I keep pausing the videos because man, this smell is so strong, it's just triggering my the cold. So this new one, it's a interesting one, 9 PM Rebel. It gets a lot of hype nowadays. It was released year end, and I actually paid $65 for it. The most expensive in one of the most expensive recent buys for Middle Eastern brand. But many of the other people said in Dubai this is $35. You have to understand one thing. I don't blame the sellers. Okay, honestly speaking, when they bring something very quickly, like instantly just after release, they just can bring 1 to 2 units. Okay, so I'm going to defend them. I'm going to defend the pages who sold it to me. And when they buy next, when they buy like a big whole box or like a whole carton, like carton or whatever, that one set like 15 or 12, then the price goes a little bit less. So when you bring it from Dubai to here in Bangladesh, the taxes, the profit, and then now our dollar rate is bad, and also the airport, taxation is very, very high. So it becomes like that. Okay, so they're not going to sell it for a loss, right? But now if this, let's say, is 45 bucks, okay, very fantastic bottle. Okay, in Bangladesh it's not $45, it's still like 55 to 60. So it is expensive. So Afnan Supremacy is under 60. This is 65 what I paid, and this thing I paid 55. So yeah, kind of like a tie price wise, but the bottle is fantastic. I really like the red. Okay, and the cap. So this is from the Afnan 9 PM series, and I'll tell you one thing, this smells a bit different than Supremacy Not Only Intense. It's not the redundant, if you have this it's a redundant. No, this thing is a bit interesting. It's very powerful. Out of the three, the most loud one is this. Okay, and also most synthetic one is this. Okay, it's just a frank honest opinion. You can test them, you can see. This thing is like a clubbing version of Aventus Absolu, in my humble opinion. It has this fruity jam, like a red fruit sort of vibe, and it's obviously vanilla, but there's also some sort of like tons of fruits, but it's kind of synthetic smelling compared to the other two. So in terms of scent profile, this is the worst in the three lineup here. I really prefer the Precieux number one, Supremacy not only is number 2, this is number 3. But performance, loudness, this thing is beating the both. Okay, even as a value, let's say when the prices will be like more, like, preferable, this will make a lot more sense than at least Armaf, because Armaf is 55 mil, this is 100. Okay, so you get a lot more value in this if you really want to push. This 9 PM Rebel will give you the push. But end story, before I finish this comparison video and pick up a winner, I'll tell you, get when the fragrance is released, do not wait like for 1 to 2 years for the price to go down. Yes, the price will go down, so will be the composition. It will be gone. They will reformulate it. Hawas, they did that. I keep Hawas in my collection. I recently bought a new backup bottle. It's still a purple juice, but as I keep it longer and longer, I see it gets better in performance. Hawas Black, the first batch, is very bee smooth, but the newer ones is going to be weaker. We know this. So there's a downside. So down the line, out of the 3, for the current moment, if let's say all in the original, composition, the longest lasting is 9 PM Rebel. The best value, I think, out of all 3, like if you talk about composition, smell, performance, the OG batch of Supremacy Not Only Intense, and the best composition is Precieux, like the closest it gets to Aventus Absolu, with a nice fruity touch. It's very beautiful. I really like the way this smells, and the pineapple, you can pick it up definitely from it. And the synthetic one is 9 PM Rebel. But if I have to choose a winner for value, I'll choose currently 9 PM Rebel, best composition, Precieux, and then overall package, the Afnan Supremacy, Not Only Intense, but you have to let it sit in your collection if it's reformulated, that is. Okay, if you don't want that risk, go for 9 PM Rebel. So number 1, okay, number 2, number 3. Why number 3? Because of the small bottle, 55 ml bottle. No matter how much it lasts, this is always a downside. This is where people move away from, fragrances. They don't like small bottles. Okay, so that's my opinion. Do let me know which ones you like. And I will tell you once again, these are not copycat exact one-on-one version of Aventus Absolu. If you watched it thus far, these are going towards that DNA. Okay, so you can try. These are very good fragrances for their composition and their companies. Very well done. Okay, all 3, any 3 you get, like any one you get out of this 3, you will not feel like you have lost out so much. Even a small bottle, you'll enjoy the smell a lot. Okay, so Precieux number 1 is also a good fragrance. Thank you so much for watching. I'll go and do a few more videos. Take care, and thanks for watching. Bye bye.